UnErase is not an actual word, but poetry is also not actual work. You can give meaning to words and you can make your work give meaning if you try hard enough. If you try hard enough, then your stage can be shared by a 26-year-old from Jammu who writes about everything that he sees. His words non-violently protest outside the houses of the rich and the powerful thoughts of a young man in his mid-20s. Ask him to leave his corporate job. He realizes that he's just a mere prisoner in cells of spreadsheets. Writing emails to clients does not make him what he wishes to be, a writer. A writer is who she is. But a female writer is what the world calls her. Although her gender has not got much to do with her art, apart from the fact that people keep talking about it. And then there's me. Try to widen the stage up with every coming day, making the mics loud enough to reach even those behind the last rows. But this revolution of people and their stories is incomplete till the day their passions, their talent, their art are the subjects they educate themselves in schools and colleges. There is an artist inside all of us. So that is the day when we won't be half revolutionaries anymore, and the half revolution will be complete. May I have your attention, please?
A situation has been reported in the building and we will need to immediately evacuate. Please proceed towards the emergency exit to your left in an orderly fashion. My rent is due. Last month I couldn't pay my electricity bill. I have medical expenses which need to be addressed, but...
The blackboard in front of the desk, 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 in front of me screams. But nobody can hear it. Its echoes only reach the last benches of the class where I sit. My ears hurt after a minute. I stand up and yell, "Stop!" Everybody in front of me turns, as if I had stolen all their tiffin boxes just an hour before break and I was caught. The teacher stops writing mid-sentence, her chalk breaks, falls, the blackboard stops screaming.
I'm sitting in a library, enclosed, encircled, and compassed with books. Books with yellowed pages, scribbled notes, unfinished endings, with beginnings that ended way before they even began. And I see torn out pages flying before my eyes. Pages that were dog-eared so long ago that they began to believe they were born that way. The wall in front of the library reads,
Art has no gender.
Art has no gender.
Art has no gender.
But artists do. It is a sunny afternoon in 2018 and I have an interview question to answer.
So what is it like being a female artist?
Well, same as being a male artist, except you don't get asked that question.
रात के 11 बजे दरवाजे के साथ लगाकर रखे मेज पर डायरी के तीसरे पन्ने की चौथी लाइन तक पहुंचते पहुंचते कविता ने गति पकड़ ली है। ख्याल किसी जोर से बहती आती नदी की तरह छलकते कागज पर छींटे डालते हुए निकलते जा रहे हैं। इतने सारे हैं कि एक साथ उनको रोक पाना नामुमकिन है। कमरे में लगा पंखा खुद से और तेज भागने लगा है। दीवारें खुद को धकेल के पीछे की ओर कर रही हैं। पन्ने बिखरे हुए पन्ने उड़ने की तैयारी में और खुद को महान कवि मानता हूं। मैं जैसे ही सोच लग जाता हूं कि जिस दिन बड़ा कवि बन जाऊंगा, फोन की घंटी बजती है। मैं सहम जाता हूं, नंबर पहचान लेता हूं।
There are some changes in the video and you need to make them now.
मैं डायरी बंद कर देता हूं।
We're in the midst of a crisis and my life insurance doesn't cover this predicament. I'm afraid I don't have the feet or the heart to climb this corporate ladder. I'm afraid these formal clothes don't suit my personality. I'll have to leave these reports, these presentations and these spreadsheets behind me. I'll have to cancel all of my meetings.
It is tough to be a 17-year-old with dreams and goals because blackboards have written down for me rules I must follow. After 12 years of school, I hate blackboards. I hate blackboards to the point I may set them to fire as if they were exam papers that went too bad, as if it were my heart beating in a body no longer alive. It is tough to be a 17-year-old who's written poems on exam papers that were the least poetic, who's been asked to focus on his academics, who's been sent to counselors, but for his career and not for his relationships, it is tough to be a 17-year-old.
Now, in my mid-20s, I'm about to leave a career in risk management to pursue a career in taking risks. It's a bit late, I know, I'm a bit slow. So now, you see, I have a history of missing important deadlines. So now there are closed doors all around me, but they're a part of the decor, much like the family portrait that I keep at my desk. And the keys which could have unlocked these doors are broken beyond repair as a result of the usual wear and tear.
You see, we female artists have a sordid history, a history defined by the rules of genitalia. In 1956, when a Sahitya Award winner gets asked if she's only popular for her beauty and paraphernalia, I'm sorry, Amrita Preetham, but it wasn't for your youth and beauty. It was for your progressive notions against heteronormativity. It was for your resistance and your rebellion and the stance that you held, for the life that you led and the battles that you held. We are sorry, female artists. It is 2018 and that wall in front of the library reads, art has no gender, but artists do.
जन्म लेती कविता पर बंद होती डायरी किसी पहाड़ की तरह गिरती है और मैं एक पेंडुलम की तरह दफ्तर और डायरी के ख्यालों से सर टकराता मन बना लेता हूं कि इस मर्तबा ये असाइनमेंट खत्म होते ही नौकरी छोड़ दूंगा और नौकरी छोड़ते ही सबसे पहले
XXX salary has been credited in your account.
मैं मन मार लेता हूं और डायरी फिर से बंद करके बैठ जाता हूं.
I no longer feel like going to school. Blackboards make fun of me. They call me all sorts of names. They tell me that my grades aren't good enough, that I'm wearing the wrong socks today, that my future will be determined by a set of numbers they give me, that my report card means more than my art, that I'm living in a bubble. Don't they look at the irony when entrepreneurship is the only subject I've been failing in since 2 years? But how do I tell them that this body is the bubble? If you touch it too hard, it may burst and scream. It is tough to be a 17-year-old.
ये लड़ाइयाँ अक्सर खुद से लड़ी जाती हैं, पर मुश्किल तब हो जाती है जब मैदान जंग में आपके घर वाले उतर आए ये सोच कर कि वो आपके साथ खड़े हैं पर वो आपके सामने खड़े हों. 3 साल पहले मेरे बाबा की रिटायरमेंट हुई थी. जब घर पैसे भेजता हूँ मुस्कुराकर मासूमियत से कह देते हैं कि
यार तुम ऐसा मत किया करो, तुमसे कितनी बार कहा है हमारे पास पैसे हैं.
और साथ ये भी कह देते हैं कि
पिछले महीने जो तुमने पैसे भेजे थे उससे तुम्हारी माँ ने 2 काफी सुंदर सूट लिए.
माँ कहती है कि
तुम्हारे बाबा रोज टहलने जाते हैं तो तुम जो पैसे भेजते हो उससे इनके लिए स्पोर्ट्स शूज लेके दिए.
मेरा एक भाई है जो हर बात का हर बहस का अंत इसी दोहे के साथ करता है कि
पर कविता से होगा क्या उखाड़ने निकले हो?
मैं उसे नहीं समझा सकता कि हर बात हर काम उखाड़ने के लिए नहीं होता. कुछ लड़ाइयाँ उखड़े होकर फिर से लगाने के लिए भी होती हैं. जैसे उखाड़ फेंके गए उर्दू के शब्द स्कूल की किताबों से, जैसे उखाड़ फेंका गया ताजमहल टूरिज्म की किताबों से, जैसे उखाड़ फेंके गए पानी के पाइप दलितों की बस्तियों से. मैं कहना चाहता हूँ ये सब कहानियाँ. मैं लिखना चाहता हूँ कश्मीर में मचे कोलाहल की कहानी, लगभग दोनों आंखें खो चुकी सोफी की कहानी, बस्तरबंद गाड़ी में बेकाबू भीड़ के सामने फंस चुके शैलेश महावीर की कहानी, सस्ती राजनीति के चलते देशद्रोही करार दे दिए गए छात्रों की कहानी. मैं कहना चाहता हूँ सब कहानियाँ जिनका कहा जाना बहुत जरूरी है.
Rewind.
100 years before Amrita Preetham, in the land of beauty, bounty and freedom, in 1859 lived the Bronte sisters in England, who were forced to publish their writing under a male pseudonym because their writing wasn't what we consider feminine. I'm sorry, Bronte sisters, but if it wasn't for your unfeminine words and letters, feminism would just be an F word that no one utters.
I'm sorry, Frida Kahlo.
I'm sorry, Amy Winehouse.
I'm sorry, Arundhati Roy.
We are sorry, female artists.
May I have your attention, please? Please proceed towards the designated secure area outside and write. I'm going to write about quitting a lucrative job, but I have other stories as well. I'm going to tell all my friends from high school, from college, from business school about how I found a sign from the universe etched on an open door.
It is the last day of school today. I will no longer be seeing blackboards ever again, I hope. I smile at the blackboard in my classroom as it starts screaming, but nobody hears it. Its echoes only reach the last benches of the class where I have been sitting since centuries now.
Writing on desks,
Painting on walls,
Singing at the windows,
Smiling at grown-ups who don't understand me, failing at exams that I was never meant to write, but then the bell rings, the blackboard stops screaming, and everybody in my classroom leaves. But I stay.
fast forward.
February 2018. Female artists are still considered more female, less artists. Our biology is under scrutiny. It is no less than a mutiny that 100 years forward or 100 years rewind. We are still asking you to change your mind. We are asking you to look at art with a heart. We are asking you to not attribute our talent to our youth, our beauty, our femininity, or our unfemininity. So before I go back home and leave this vicinity, I march towards that goddamned wall. The torn out pages still flying before my eyes. I touch them, I fold them, I scrunch them like they're stereotypes. I pick up a hammer, I take down that wall. I crack it open. I shatter and smash those bricks like they're stereotypes just waiting to be broken. I smile to myself. I tell myself. I scream with the same enthusiasm as Madame Curie must have had when she discovered radium, so that I can stand in front of all of you here in this stadium and tell you, for once and for all, that art has no gender and neither do artists.
इन्हीं ख्यालों से ऊर्जा लेता हुआ मैं मन बना लेता हूँ और डायरी फिर से खोल के बैठ जाता हूँ। लिखता रहता हूँ जब तक उंगलियां थक नहीं जाती, जब तक नींद पलकों को थका नहीं देती। कुछ नहीं कर पाता तो बहुत सारी आड़ी टेढ़ी लकीरें खींच के डायरी छाती पर रखकर सो जाता हूँ। खुद को यही समझाता हूँ कि नौकर अपनी लड़ाई खुद नहीं चुनते। छूटी हुई नौकरी पर तर्क किया जा सकता है, पर आधी छूटी कविता का पूरा होना बहुत जरूरी है, बहुत जरूरी है। जिम्मेदारियों से निकली हुई, बंदिशों से निकली हुई जिम्मेदारियां, जिम्मेदारियों से निकली हुई नाकामी, नाकामी से निकली हुई शर्म के पेंडुलम का अपने सिरे से टूटकर गिर जाना, स्थायी हो जाना बहुत जरूरी है। कहानी का जिंदा रह जाना कहानीकार के बाद भी।
I write down my poems on these blackboards before I leave. I teach them concepts that were never written on their sacred bodies. I then pick up blackboards from every single classroom in my school and place them in the school corridors. Imagine a dozen blackboards stacked up, piled up, riled up in school corridors, standing disoriented, confused.
For the first time in their life.
Blackboards understand how it feels
to be in a place where you don't belong.
I'm going to hug my parents and thank them for the times they've promised me their love and support. I may be broke, but I'm safe and I'm happy. I am no longer daydreaming at my desk while the phone lines keep ringing. I'm here. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if the alarms ring, and they may not, but if they do, don't just sit there.
Please proceed towards the emergency exit to your left in an orderly fashion.